video conversations of the Mapping Future Imaginaries network. I'm joined today by Dr. Denise Chapman, and I'm super excited to talk to you, Denise. And I'd like to invite you first to say something about yourself.
Well, first, I just want to say thank you so very much. It's really great to be here today. My name's Denise Chapman, and I'm an academic, but I'm a counter-narrative storyteller. I'm also a spoken word poet and a critical autoethnographer. And at the university, I lecture in children's literature, early literacy, and inclusive media literacies. And I've had experience working as a literacy specialist in Australia, Fiji, and the United States, where I'm from. And I love using oral stories, children's literature, poetry, and digital images, moving digital images as counter windows for social change.
Wow, such interesting work. I'm so pleased that you could share some of that with us today. And that really does lead us into the first question, which is really interested to hear about your work that kind of addresses some of the themes of the Mapping Future Imaginaries, which is, on those speculative futures. So, would love to hear more about work that does that.
Well, a lot of what I do has to do with self and looking at myself as a migrant here in Melbourne, Australia, and how I can use stories, much like my grandfather, whose background was Gullah Geechee. So the Gullah Geechee community is a community of African Americans, people whose heritage is from enslaved Africans in the US. And so from the North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia area. And he used stories as ways of being able to see ourselves in the future. How we might be able to survive, but also being able to overcome aspects of oppression. So how I see myself fitting in is through the stories that I tell, whether it's through cheeky trickster tales, talking about my experience within the university space, as well as through my digital quilts that I've created, and my poetry. So really seeing self in the future, and being able to have an understanding of what is happening, and how I might be able to give seeds of hope to both myself as well as to others. I would love to be able to say that I know exactly what for myself, what I'm going to be, thinking in the future and doing in the future. But it's about the speculative aspect is that I see myself as as writing myself into the future, that it is possible, and that my imagined possibilities are ones that have a great range, and are authentic to myself, and to my ancestors, if you will, and their hopes and dreams for me.
Wow, and it just sounds fantastic. And I know you've got some really interesting work to share with us. And so, and I know that this kind of touches on what you've just talked about, but also has wider kind of associations and topics. So it'd be really lovely if you can share some of that with us.
Yes, definitely. And I'm just going to share my screen really quickly. And hopefully you're able to see this. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. So coming up, I have an exhibition that's in Brisbane, and it will be coming to Melbourne as well. And it's called the I'm a part of the Volumes project, Bodies of Knowledge, and it's a curated project that emerges from feminist phenomenological framework centering the lived experiences of women of color. And I'm really excited to be a part of this. It certainly is a project that fits really well with thinking about self and those speculative. I just want to share there that the key information here, it's going to be in Melbourne in July. July to August, as well as in the West End, the Metro Arts West End in Brisbane from February to in February, actually right now. And part of what I've shared is a project called Unbraided Seeds of Home. And if you don't mind, I might just very quickly just share the first couple lines here. You have to have things that don't exist in order for things that exist to exist. So the only way to have me, to find me, to be me, is to make we and create a different fantasy. And my collection of poetry, images, digital quilts, if you will, video quilts, is housed within an interactive twine story. And so, which is kind of like a choose your own adventure meets a website. Yeah, and these are just a few of the pieces. This is just a few seconds of a particular piece. It's not going to go into it, but just showing the intro. It's called Unbraided Seeds of Home, and this is that's one of the poems, because it's my opportunity to unbraid, if you will, seeds of nourishment, of knowledge that my ancestors, who were enslaved Africans, they braided, literally embodied their home, their homeland, braided it into themselves, into their hair, because they weren't quite sure what they would find where they were going. And so this is my way of unbraiding seeds, stories from home that I understand, knowledges that I understand, so that I might be able to survive in this space that I'm currently in. And this one is one of the, I'm just going to show the screenshot here. It's just digital images in a, moving images in a quilt with an overlay of my voice sharing some poetry. And I think that in a nutshell, that's what I'm currently doing, and really excited about it.
Yeah, that's so, and what I love is that, like a lot of contemporary practice, Denise, it works across so many modalities, so many materialities. It's, it has that kind of digital, but also a really beautiful material quality as well. And of course, then the poetics and the history, and who you are, your identity and your family's identity as well. So it's just, I can't wait to come and see it when it comes to Melbourne. I really, that will be really wonderful. And I just wanted to thank you, Denise, for sharing some of that work. I know it's not public yet, so we're just really, really lucky to see a little taster of what's to come. And yeah, it's very lovely. And people watching this video will be able to see more about your work in the links below. So please, I encourage people to go and explore those. And I just want to say thank you again, Denise. It's been wonderful to chat with you today.
Thank you.